بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي رفع السماوات بغير عمد والصلاة والسلام على الذي تم حسنه وبهاؤه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. So today's talk I wanted to talk about connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through dua. In Surah Qasas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the story of Musa alayhi salam. That by accident he killed a person and he had to leave and go to a place called Madian. Now Madian was a desert, there was very little water. Musa alayhi salam saw two women standing near a well. There are men surrounding the well giving water to the animals. These two women are holding themselves back. So he approaches them and asks them what is the matter. And they inform him that these men here, they are not decent people. That if we were to go close and get water at the same time as them, then they would pass remarks against us, they would abuse us. So we stay back until they are finished and then we give our animals water to drink. And also, وَأَبُونَا شَيْخٌ كَبِيرٌ. Our father is very elderly. He no longer is able to bring the animals here and give them water. So what does Musa alayhi salam do? فَسَقَى لَهُمَا. He gives water to the animals. So the narrations mentioned Musa alayhi salam, he went straight to the well and he brought water for the animals. ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى إِلَى الظِّلِّ. And thereafter he took shade under the shadow of a tree. فَقَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٍ. O Allah, I am truly in need of any good you sent down to me. Now the dua that Musa made, he made this dua under the shade of a tree. He did not make this dua in congregation or out loud. But his dua was so important that the Quran mentioned it and Muslims will continue to remember his dua till the day of Qiyamah. This is how important his individual dua was. But there are a few points that one can take from this incident. The Quran mentions فَسَقَى لَهُمَا ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى إِلَى الظِّلِّ. He gave their animals water to drink and then after he took refuge and he took shade under the tree. Nowhere does the ayat mention he even waited for appreciation from the women. Because he didn't want anything in return. Sometimes we do things for deen and we say we are doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we await appreciation. Or we ask for a wage after volunteering. Once you volunteer and you've agreed to volunteer, then it does not make sense for you then to ask for a wage. If a person wants to seek a wage for his good deed, for his good work, there is no problem like in the Shariat. So if a person is helping plaster the masjid or he's painting the masjid, again, this is our own shortcoming as well. That people who serve the masjid, we expect them to do it for free. If somebody is painting the masjid, we can't expect them to do it for free. If out of their own goodwill they offer to paint the masjid for free, that's down to them. But we should not malign them or expect them to do it for free. However, if a person volunteers to carry out any action or any deed for the masjid, then later on he should not ask for a wage. Because it does not make sense. And this is what we learned from the story of Musa alayhi salam. He volunteered and he didn't expect a wage in return. If one wants a wage, it should be stipulated from beforehand. And one point to note from this ayat is the ayat that is used, it is used in the past tense. أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٍ. O Allah, I am desperately in need to those things which you sent down to me. Now one can imagine Musa alayhi salam, he's in the desert, he's alone, he's homeless, he's on the run. What has he been given? Water and shade. Yet he says to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, O Allah, I was in need of those two things you sent for me. A third point one can note, and this also is a maximum in Shariat as well, that the Quran says, إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ, that good deeds wipe out bad. Musa alayhi salam just recently made a big mistake. He made a mistake which was killing a person. A lot of people make mistakes and it keeps them down for a very long time. And they've changed their ways and they come onto deen. But now and then in conversations with ulama, they will mention that, Shaykh, I used to do this and I used to do this, I feel bad. I will look at the understanding of Musa alayhi salam. He made a mistake. Yet what did he do? أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرِ فَقِيرٍ. Oh Allah, I am grateful that you have given me the opportunity to serve two of your creations. So when a person carries out a bad deed, he should always be looking for the opportunity to replace that bad deed with a good deed. Now this is what we learn in the story of Musa alayhi salam. And from this ayat we also learn that Musa alayhi salam did not consider his act of good an ihsan and a favor on these two women. Rather, from the wording of the Quran, one comes to realize that Musa alayhi salam considered his act of good towards the women a favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this should be our understanding when helping anybody. Somebody's poorer than you, you lend them some money. Somebody's homeless and you buy him food. Never consider this your ihsan on that person. Rather, you should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has enabled you to carry out a good deed. And we learn this from the tafsir as well. And Allah Jalla wa Ala says, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. And they spend from what Allah has given them. In Surah Baqarah, the first page. And they spend from what Allah has given them. And scholars of tafsir mention, Allah says they spend from what Allah has given them, meaning that when you spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do not consider yourself to be doing the deen a favor. Because the money you are spending, مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ, it is from the money we have given. So even the money you spend for deen, it is Allah's. It is He who has given you this wealth and enabled you to spend in His way. So constantly we learn in this story different valuable lessons. And another valuable lesson we learn from the story of Musa alayhi salam is that Musa alayhi salam, he was homeless, he didn't have any food. Yet the dua that Allah Jalla wa Ala mentions is, "Oh Allah, I am in need of whatever you send for me." Now he could have asked for a home, he could have asked for food, but he stopped at, "Oh Allah, I am in need of what you sent for me." In reality, Musa alayhi salam is showing gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. "Oh Allah, thank you for the two things you have sent for me." And what happened? فَجَاءَتْ إِحْدَاهُمَا. And as a result of the gratitude of Musa alayhi salam, because Allah is all knowing and Allah knows the need of insan. So Allah knows Musa alayhi salam does not have a home. Allah knows Musa alayhi salam does not have food. But because he showed gratitude to Allah Jalla wa Ala, Allah sent those two women and they said to him, "Our father calls you to our home so that he may repay you for the good you have done." And the Quran mentioned this, that if you show gratitude to Allah, Allah will increase you in His favor. So Musa alayhi salam showed gratitude to Allah, and Allah returned the favor by giving him a home and providing him food. So we learn, if you are grateful to Allah, Allah Ta'ala will fulfill your needs. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all of those people who appreciate and those who are grateful. One of my students last year, He's in a grammar school. And he asked to speak to me outside class. So I went with him outside class. And he said, Mawlānā, I've tried so hard in my exams and I made so much dua for him to pass. But I didn't pass. So now I have doubts about Allah, na'udhu billah, that I've been praying to him and he's not answered my prayer. And this objection is on the tongues of many people. Many people say that we make dua to Allah and Allah does not answer our prayer. Rather, this is very disrespectful to say. Now, alayhi billah, we hear when I was in Pakistan and they were saying that Allah listens but after a very long time. Allah listens but after a long time. Just because you have not gotten what you asked for does not mean Allah has not heard your dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hears everyone's dua. Rather, there's a hadith in Sahih Muslim where the Messenger of God sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and it's a hadith al-Qudsi, that Allah says that if all of insan and all of jinn were to gather on one land from the time of Adam alayhi salam and the time, it's the last person before Qiyamah, and all of them were to ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bearing in mind different language, different tone, different dialect, Allah is qadir and Allah is able to hear every single one of them, and Allah is able to give every single one of them what they ask for. But because we have this attitude today where we consider ourselves worthy, we consider ourselves mustahiq, and whatever we ask for, we're going to get. And this is actually contrary to the understanding of the Quran. The Quran says in regards to Zakaria alayhi salam, where for a very long time he was continuing to make dua for a son. What did he say? وَلَمْ أَكُنْ بِدُعَائِكَ رَبِّ شَقِيًّا. Allah, my dua to you has never been rushed. And in this ayat, he talks about, oh Allah, my bones have become weak. My hair has become like ash, white and grey. So Zakaria alayhi salam has been making a dua for a very long time. And even then he's saying, oh Allah, I have never rushed you in dua. I have never become depressed in dua. I have been making dua for a child for a very long time. I still have not got a child, but I have not become depressed. I will still continue to make dua to you. And this is the understanding we should have. Because when we make dua, it's not like we are placing an order at a restaurant. You place an order at a takeaway, you pay money and you get what you order. My friends, when we make dua, it is not an order. What have we paid towards it? That we expect whatever we ask for in return. Rather, when a mother comes home and the child asks, Mom, I asked for Smarties, and the mother hasn't brought them home, and the child then goes and say, you do nothing good for me. And the mother will say, how dare you? No, have you forgotten all the good I have done for you? And this is our situation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where just because our dua may have not been immediately answered, we forget all the good Allah has done for us. So we have to come to the conclusion that we recognize that even though we think that we know what is best for us, but Allah Himself knows what is best. So if you prayed for a job and you didn't get it, Allah did not allow you to get it for a reason. If you wanted a certain income and a certain qualification and you did not get it, maybe it's because Allah did not want you to get it. So we should really stop feeling entitled. And in the dua of Musa alayhi salam, we have the word faqir. When a person has nothing, then he takes whatever he's given. He did not consider himself to be entitled. And this is this lesson we learned from Musa alayhi salam. We should consider ourselves faqir. We have nothing, O Allah, whatever you give us, we will consider it a blessing. But today we consider ourselves entitled, so certain things we say, we didn't really ask for this, we don't want it. Okay, this I asked for and I received. And we find in one hadith in Muslim Ahmad, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said that three things happen when a person makes dua. Either Allah grants it to you immediately, or Allah grants it to you later on, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He does not give you that thing in this world, but in return of not giving it to you in this world, He rewards you in hereafter. So my friends, if a person wants to realize that my du'as have not been answered, and on the basis of my du'as not being answered, I shall be greatly rewarded in hereafter, I think every single one of us today would say, I wish that none of my du'as would be accepted. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us understanding. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.